Alright, here's a video review for Transformers Kingdom Core Class Starscream, and I don't have Megatron yet. I ordered, if I find him in the store, I will pick him up. I'm looking forward to playing with him, but I didn't want him as badly as Starscream. I like Starscreams. This looked like a fun little toy, so I went ahead and ordered this one online, and it got here the other day. He's neat. Like I said, he's Pretender Starscreamy in a very good way, a little bit more complex, but that same kind of, that same basic size and hand feel, if I can borrow a term from Vangelis there. It's just a fun little Starscream. And you can see, obviously just looking at the underside, his transformation's a little different. And it's even more a little different than I was expecting it to be, just because I'd seen some pictures that showed the underside. I'm like, oh, huh, that's interesting. And then the actual transformation is even weirder. So I'm happy with that. The one drawback that I've had so far with it is that these null rays do like to pop out during transformation. Like, they're on a little peg, and I have nothing's stressed, nothing's cracked, but they tend to pop out very easily. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off here before we start to transform him. But yeah, there he is. It's a fun little jet with a really weird looking, if you've ever played with a Starscream toy, underside. And to transform, we'll just flip his fins up and rotate these. You kind of want to lift up here because you can see there's a little bump that this fits over. So you just kind of lift that blue piece up just a little bit, and it'll make it a lot easier for to click into place and rotating down. And it's the same way going back. This little, you can just kind of lift it away from the edge a little bit as you rotate it, and that'll help it. Because if you just push, it can get a little difficult, and you'll end up pushing on that nub. So anyway, flip those up, and then come under here, untab the arms from the wing, like that, and then his whole torso, you can fold the wings back a little bit to help facilitate this, opens up, and it can be a little bit difficult getting it started. Like this whole, the cockpit and this whole left half opens up like that, and then the other half opens up around the legs like that. And then you can bring the legs down, you can untab this whole chest assembly here, bring his head down from underneath here, because this needs to come out and forward like this, and that gives you the clearance you need to take this and rotate it around like that, after which point you can fold his legs down and then fold his cockpit, the actual cockpit, down onto his back like that, and then lift his head up. You can go ahead and turn it around. It's easier to turn it around here. Fold his head up into place in the body like that, and then close the torso up around him, and then bring his wings wherever you want. Rotate his arms to face forward, and put his null rays back on. The instructions specifically say, and this is one of the other things that feels a little pretendery, is to put his, you can have him hold them in his hands like weapons. Again, they're not blue like the old one, but you can have him hold them like that according to the instructions. You put them on his shoulders, and you've got a pretty nice little approximation of Starscream. Again, with an interesting transformation. I like that it didn't follow a lot of the transformations we've had on little Starscreams. Now, it does have the drawback of his whole cockpit ends up on his back and his chest at the same time, but on a figure this size, I don't mind it, because it's a solid, fun little Starscream that you can carry around with you. So cool. He's got a little swivel head, which, again, a little difficult to move in between those shoulder pylons, but it can be done. He's got ball joint shoulders, ball joint elbows, ball joint hips, ball joint knees, and that's about it. But it allows him a good range of motion. And like I said, it's a fun little Starscream. Don't have Megatron yet, but here he is with the Core Class Optimus, and they look good together. Just with the other Core Class figures I have, there he is with Rat Trap and Vertebrate. But again, thematically, like, it's not, the Beast Wars guys are not necessarily supposed to be in scale. These guys are kind of in scale with each other, which is nice. And just for funsies, because I had it out for the other review I shot tonight, here he is with HasLab Unicron's head. Because they did actually meet. Optimus Prime never really met Unicron, but Starscream did. Tried to steal Trypticon's eyes for him. And then said, do it yourself. He's like, no. Anyway. But he had a different face because it was all busted up. Anyway, if you're watching that and you know about Unicron and you watch the old series, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't need to recap it for you. So yeah, a nice little addition to the Kingdom line. I'm really looking forward to playing with Megatron now. I think there's a sound wave coming in wave 3 and some other stuff. So we'll see. I think another dinosaur fossilizer. But yeah, core class Starscream, lots of fun. I definitely recommend this one. If you just want a little Starscream that's fun to transform, looks good in both modes, and you can just throw in your pocket and carry around, this is your guy.